Hey guys, welcome back to The Completionist.
The R9 the complete things. Yeah.
My name is Ryan Charizard Rider Beats, and I'm R9 Completes Things. Play a different game every week and go through the story, presentation, gameplay, struggle, final boss, and the reward that goes along with completing the game. And give it a rating, all the way from look at it to complete it. Very unlike traditional rating systems, and our completely original idea.
What's that?
And today, I'm completing a hidden gem, Pokemon Yellow, Red, and Blue. Okay, only one of the most profitable media franchises of all time, grossing $5.91 billion in revenue around the world. Was that you never heard of it? Now that we have the fine details out of the way, let's just jump right into it. Pokemon invented the creature battling and collecting craze that swooped across the world in the late 90s. Originally called Pocket Monsters in Japan and created by Satoru Tajiri, who grew up in the more rural area in Japan, collecting bugs as a kid. As urban areas of Japan spread, habitats for hunting bugs were lost, and Tajiri wanted the games to allow children to have the same feeling and catching and collecting creatures as he did. Thus, Pokemon was born. Pokemon swooped outside of Japan, and it wasn't just a game. Paired with the game was one of the most popular children's cartoon series, trading cards, toy lines, clothing, and Pogs.
Wait. You never heard of Pogs before? It's the 90s, baby! Woo!
All Pokemon main series games follow a similar narrative when it comes to starting your Pokemon journey. You are a 10-year-old boy or girl, and you are finally old enough to receive Pokemon to go on your very own Pokemon journey. In the first generations of Pokemon games, like I'm completing here today, you are from the Kanto region, and there only is an option to play as a boy, although you would be able to play as a girl in the later series. On your 10th birthday, the famous Professor Oak of your hometown of Pallet leads you to his lab after seeing you enter grass without Pokemon. At his lab, you meet your rival of the game before you start your adventure in true RPG fashion. You have the ability to name not only your character with predetermined names or anything you actually want, but also your rival, spawning lots of cruel memes and jokes. And here's where the three versions of the game start to differ. If you're playing the Pokemon Red or Blue games, Professor Oak gives you 3 rare Pokemon that cannot be found anywhere in the game that will allow you and your rival to choose. Charmander, the Fire starter, Bulbasaur, the Grass starter, and finally Squirtle, the Water type. Your rival will choose his Pokemon second, picking the Pokemon strongest in typing against your choice. Pokemon Yellow was geared more towards the direction of the popular cartoon series where the main character, Ash, showed up late to Professor Oak's lab, and there were no starters left, except the Pikachu. In Yellow, Oak catches the Pikachu when confronting you in the grass before you head off to his lab, leaving you without any choice but to start with Pikachu. And where your rival starts off with an Eevee in this version as well, to match the show's direction. Once you have received your starter and delivered a package to Professor Oak, you'll be entrusted with one of Professor Oak's projects, Pokedex, a digital encyclopedia for Pokemon all stored on one device, keeping track of the Pokemon you have seen and caught on your journey, and where they can be found. After receiving the Pokedex, Oak entrusts you, the player, and your rival with the task of catching all 151 Pokemon and completing the Pokedex, as he is now too old to do so, and starting your Pokemon journey. In this journey, you'll need to play through all versions of the game in order to catch 151, as the games were intended to be played with friends and trade through link cable, due to the games having game-exclusive Pokemon, and some Pokemon that would require multiple playthroughs to get. Catching them all may seem like a secondary task to most people who play the game or experience any Pokemon game today, but the main goal is to be the best like no one ever was. And to accomplish this, you must defeat all the Pokemon gym leaders and receive the gym badges and defeat the Elite Four to become the Pokemon Champion. At its core, Pokemon is a turn-based JRPG similar to many others that came out in the early 90s, while putting a spin on things, adding fresh ideas and original concepts. For those of you who didn't know, Pokemon revolves around catching wild monsters and adding them to your party, just like a playable character to your team during an RPG adventure. You are limited to 6 Pokemon at the time, out of the potential 151. Each of these having 4 move slots similar to a character in those JRPGs mentioned earlier, having different attacks. Each Pokemon is categorized based on its typing, and there are 15 different elemental types of Pokemon, consisting of Bug, dragon, electric, fighting, fire, flying, ghost, grass, ground, ice, normal, poison, psychic, and rock and water, each typing having its own strength and weaknesses. For example, the 3 starters I mentioned earlier, you are given to choose from in Pokemon Red and Blue being Charmander, the fire type, which is strong or super effective to grass typing like Bulbasaur, and Squirtle being strong against Charmander, seemingly making it like a big game of rock, paper, scissors with only 15 different types of rock, paper, scissors variations. Pokemon can also change form through the process of evolution. And no, this one doesn't take thousands of years to develop. Pokemon Digivolve. Sorry, evolutions take place when certain in-game requirements are met, like leveling up to a designated number, or might be through the use of items like evolution stones or various other requirements like trading it to someone else and praying that they don't take off with it before they trade it back. Evolution is what makes your sweet little Squirtle into a full-blown weaponized dual-wielding cannon-wielding murderer like Blastoise, who could also make a great car washer. Or make your Bulbasaur into a prehistoric foliage toad that can harness the power of the sun and shoot it off the back of its palm tree. Many game franchises that established themselves early on seem to change their gameplay to evolve with the times. Pokemon, on the other hand, stuck to its guns and stayed true to form, and has kept the same basic core gameplay for over 20 years. Building a Pokemon team can seem overwhelming to newcomers, but with the simple nature of the game, you could potentially use any Pokemon in the variations and beat the Elite Four. Yeah, that's right, I'm looking at you, youngster Joey, with your cool shorts and your 6 level 100 Rattatas. Why? It's hooray! The Pokemon were really designed to look and feel as if every single one of the original 151 Pokemon had a place in the Pokemon world. They were designed not only to help the player determine its typing, but also incorporate the environment that the Pokemon was found in, with Zubat being found in a cave just like a true bat, and its Pokemon design helps the player determine that the Pokemon's typing and formulate a strategy to fight against it, or whether they should catch it. Caterpie, both its naming convention being named after a real-life caterpillar and designed to look so, and found in a forest that houses only bugs. And Electric Mouse. Although there are some Pokemon designs that don't always clearly demonstrating its typing at first glance. Look at Charizard here, he clearly looks like a fire type, and also shooting fire. If you assume that this bad boy Renegade was a dragon, yeah, that's a no. No, it is the dragon type. Yes, that's right, this sea snake is way more of a dragon than Charizard will ever be. But take a look at this, Dratini's future, and bam, look at that Dragonite. Compared to the fire-breathing, world-destroying Charizard, Dragonite's clearly the more convincing dragon type. Just looking like a rejected Barney. Just look at my boy Lance, who clearly has a Dragonite that prematurely evolved 8 levels before it can conceptually do so. What's that? Wrong Pokemon game? I don't care. What does he think he can pull a fast one on me? I have priority. This being the first time I'm fully completing the Pokemon first generations of games, I wasn't sure what to expect. Well, I mean, sure, I have been playing Pokemon games since I was 6 years old, getting Pokemon Blue on my birthday, but I've never truly gone out of my way to get them all before. I started the completion process with Pokemon Yellow. Why Pokemon Yellow, you ask? Remember the starters you are forced to choose one of in Pokemon Red and Blue? In Yellow, you can acquire all 3 in one playthrough, saving me time starting over new files in order to trade over some of those starter Pokemon. You see, that same introduction screen with Professor Oak forgetting my name and his grandson's name over and over again really makes me think something's wrong with this guy. With all 3 starters on my team, it also made beating all the gyms in this game easy as butter. Easy as Butterfree. There's only one problem. One Pokemon was never made possible to get in the game. That's Mew. The only way you could get this hairless psychic cat was to obtain one from Nintendo's distribution events in a day or win a contest straight out of the 90s. For more information on Mew and the Pokemon events, check out my last video or click the link in the description.
Then we got a Mew. This Mew is pretty rare. It wasn't pretty easy to get back in the 90s, but here in the Guyana forest, I finally have my opportunity to bag a Mew. Let's get it.
There's only one way I can get this Mew without cheating. Using an in-game glitch, I can use a teleport with an Abra as I locked eyes with a trainer, and after that, I have to battle a specific trainer, tricking the game into inputting values of a Pokemon encounter afterwards. And after returning near the trainer, Mew would appear in a random encounter. I still had to catch it. After using this method, I was prepared and had no problem at all. With the end goal in mind of catching the Pokemon in this game, I always carried Pokeballs on me, and would only catch the Pokemon I would encounter that I needed or I didn't have on the way to beating the main story. Once I had all the gym leaders taken care of and completed the Elite Four already, I already had 1/3 entire Pokedex filled. This is where the real struggle of completing the game starts, is there is Pokemon that you can only get one of in a single playthrough. This is where we would require trading. For instance, you're only able to choose one of the 2 fossil Pokemon in the game, and there is no way to get the other one without trading a friend or playing through the game a second time on another cartridge. The same happens later in the game when the fighting duo Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, you only get to choose one of, and who do I choose, Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee? I mean, I can't do it, I just love Rush Hour. Lee! Connor! I knew I had to play through all 3 games at the beginning of the fact, so I wasn't too rattled by this. Catching all the Pokemon, finishing their evolutionary lines respectively for the most part, were not really a problem until you get to a Pokemon that is extremely hard to find, with some Pokemon encounter rates being a measly 1% of the Pokemon exclusive to the Safari Zone, a part of the game where you can't use your own Pokemon and have to rely on throwing rocks at Pokemon and feeding them to catch them. Never mind finding them or the fact that they will almost always run regardless what you do in these instances. I'm looking at you, Chansey. Get in the ball! Even more frustrating are some of the endgame legendary Pokemon you'll need to catch. The legendary bird trio, for instance, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, and the man-made badass himself, Mewtwo. You know, the strongest the strongest Pokemon to ever do it. You know you're the strongest when you get a move made after you. Not only are these Pokemon extremely high level, being the highest level Pokemon you can encounter in the game, legitimately. I'm looking at you, old man, enabling people to go catch Missing Nose at level 135. Mewtwo can only be caught after you've beaten the Elite Four and go back to the cave in Cerulean City, making it now accessible for the first time. The legendary Pokemon have some of the lowest catch rates in the game, meaning the probability of your Pokeball enslaving them is low. No matter how many times you put them to sleep, or they have 1 HP, and you throw 30 Ultra Balls at it. The worst part is in this game, some genius decided to, hey, let's make the RNG even more frustrating by giving them a chance of the Pokeball missing entirely. You know, that sounds fair, doesn't it? Thank God this never returned in any of the series, because this is frustrating beyond belief trying to catch these Pokemon how it was. So, after you catch all 151 Pokemon, just like you have been told to by Professor Oak, since the beginning of the adventure, what do you get? According to when you go talk to Professor Oak, nothing. That's right, guys, you have encouraged to finish his life's work and endanger your life for catching godlike Pokemon who can dodge Pokeballs, basically RNG's itself, and he just says great job and he just gives you a pat on the back, you know, off. Hey, pretty cool guy. No wonder he doesn't remember his grandson's name. But that's just Professor Oak. But that's just Professor Oak that has nothing for you. Upon completing the Pokedex, he gave you, may I add, if you go to Game Freak, that's right, the game developers put themselves in their own game, they will recognize that you have the Pokedex completed and offer you an offer to print a certificate for you. Are you kidding me? So here it is, the proof that I completed Pokemon Yellow on paper. Wait, what's that? It's too small? You squint your eyes a little bit. It's not my fault the boy printer is smaller than a receipt paper. Pokemon Yellow by far has the best certificate, and with that in mind, I started Pokemon Yellow with the intention of completing the Pokedex on that game. So, here you have it. Underwhelming of a completionist reward, but it is a reward nonetheless. And give me a reason to buy this sweet printer. It only works on Japanese Game Boys. Who would have figured? In my total playthrough, there were 24 badges collected, 12 Elite Four members defeated 20 times, 1 Mew glitch exploited, 151 different Pokemon caught, and 115 hours of total playtime. So, it may not be worth it for everyone, but this game is incredible and should be enjoyed by everyone. For that reason, I give this completionist rating of finish it.
Finish it! Anyways, guys, that's all the time we have here for today. If you guys like this episode, please share it out on the internet and comment whatever you think is suitable. Jirard, if you are watching this episode right now, thank you for all of the great content you have provided me. There was a time in my life where I was working on night crew and I didn't get a lot of human interaction, and every time I would eat, like whether it be lunch, dinner, everyone was usually asleep, And the way I mostly would eat, so I didn't feel alone, is I would watch completionist videos. As sad as that may seem, it is true. And I binged the completionist for a long time, and I just finished every single episode. And this is in a time where you had maybe 50,000 subscribers, maybe 100,000, I'm not sure. But you have came so far, and you deserve everything that you are getting right now. And I can't wait to see you hit the 1 million subscriber. It is long overdue for you, my man. Thank you for inspiring me to make content today. And if you guys do like the completionist, or this content, make sure to check out the completionist, because he does it a lot better than I just did it. He does it for a living. My man, I just did this to show me some love. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching, and